All green lights, everything's a go. Money on the table, count it real slow. Pull up that rosé, twist up that Cali Dro. When you hustle hard, no matter what is hitting for. Now go.
What it do, son doolers? It's your boy YfgmBlogTv / YfgmBlogTV coming straight out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, in this video, I will be talking about the great SEC Championship game, Alabama versus Georgia. All the expectations that everybody was hoping for, it was all of whatever everybody expected. It was a great game. Both defenses played good. The offenses was pretty good, especially Alabama running backs. Them running backs was just dominant. Even Georgia running back was pretty dominant also. But I'm going to give you a little breakdown of the game from what I saw. Now, I got my notes, so I probably will be reading off my notes a lot because, you know, I just got other stuff to do, and I'm trying to do this video in one take. Sorry if I'll be looking down or I'll be looking away from the camera. But anyway, Georgia scored the first touchdown in the second quarter. Aaron Murray to receiver J. Rum, that was the first touchdown of the game, and that got the Georgia Bulldogs fired up and running. And now, after that, A.J. McCarron was under a lot of pressure, sacked by John Jenkins. The defensive line was coming at this man, you know, but he stayed composed and did what he was supposed to do, you know, just basically manage the game. Don't try to do too much. He did a very great job. Now, on further hand, Eddie Lacy had a 41-yard touchdown run with 2 minutes left before the halftime. They gave him his 15th touchdown of the season, and he was second in the SEC. That man had a hell of a game. He was running hard, big, strong, powerful running back, and also had some speed on him. Also, he reminds you of a Mark Ingram, but he may be a little bit stronger. Now, Alabama was 1 of 6 on third down conversions in the second half, managed to get a field goal to take the lead into the half 10, which made the score 10-7. Now, after that, Todd Gurley for Georgia rushed for a 3-yard touchdown, and also now I'm going to go into the second half. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this guy named was Cornelius Wallace. He blocked the field goal attempt by Alabama, and Ogletree picked it up and returned a 55-yard basically for the touchdown, which was 55 yards of the return. That was pretty great, and that gave Georgia the lead 21-10. Now, moving ahead, Alabama, right after that, they drove up the field, and TJ Yeldon, rushed for a touchdown, and Yeldon also scored the 2-point conversion that Alabama tried, and they got it, and it was successful. Now, Eddie Lacy, he ended up scoring his second touchdown, and that gave Alabama the lead 24-21. But then on the other hand, Todd Gurley, the running back for Georgia, he had his second touchdown, and that gave Georgia the lead again in the SEC Championship game. Now, moving on, I'm going to fast forward. I'm not going to basically, you know, talk about all the other little things. But with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left, A.J. McCarron, he threw a bomb to Amari Cooper for a 45-yard touchdown. That was basically the game, the play of the game. That sealed Alabama victory. But on the other hand, just when you thought it was done, Georgia came back down the field. Well, after they overturned the interception that the guy, I believe his name was Miller, had got the interception for Alabama, but they overturned it because the ball touched the ground a little bit. So anyway, Georgia, they went down the field. They got to the goal line. Now, just when you thought Georgia was probably about to score again, as A.J. Murray was dropping back and he was throwing the ball, he was trying to throw a you could tell he was trying to lob it up in the air for his receivers to basically have an opportunity to jump up and catch it. But as soon as he threw it, the guy on Alabama, he blocked it and it tipped it. And the guy on Georgia caught it, but it was like 5 seconds left in the game and they didn't have any timeouts. So, on that note, Alabama wins 32-28 and will be facing Notre Dame to try to repeat and get their third title in 4 years. That would be amazing if Nick Saban and these boys can do this, because let me just say that, man. Nick Saban is a hell of a coach, and he always brings in the good talent. Now, I don't know how it's going to be against Notre Dame because they have a great defense also. But it should be the battle of the defenses because the offenses. Well, I take that back. With the display that these two running backs showed, Eddie Lacy and TJ Yeldon for Alabama, which ran for over 350 rushing yards, I don't know if Notre Dame will be able to stop that. I really don't. Now, A.J. McCarron, he did his part, but he's not like a great quarterback. You feel me? Like, he's not a great quarterback. He just does what he has to do to get the game won. Now, you guys know me. I like to give stats, so I'm going to give a few stats. A.J. McCarron 13-21, 162 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. Aaron Murray, 18-33, 265 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. Eddie Lacy for Alabama, 20 carries, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his longest was 41 yards. TJ Yeldon, freshman for Alabama, 25 carries, 153 yards, 1 touchdown, and his longest was 31 yards. And Todd Gurley for Georgia, 23 rushes, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns, and it was just crazy, man. Oh, also, I'm sorry, Amari Cooper for Alabama, 8 receptions, 128 yards, 1 touchdown, and as long as it was a 45-yarder, which basically sealed the game and got Alabama the victory. And Tavares King for Georgia, 5 receptions, 142 yards. And once again, Alabama will be facing Notre Dame in a national championship game. It should be a great, great game. Battle of the defenses. And, hey, you guys tell me, who do you think will win, Alabama or Notre Dame? Don't forget to hit me up on Twitter, Facebook. Make sure you guys subscribe to my new page, YfgmBlogTv. Make sure you check out my previous videos. And make sure you go to Live Mixtape, DatPiff, the00.com, and download CJ Dinero, MGM Grand. Sorry about my phone. I'm out. Peace.
And remember, guys and girls, make sure you click the subscribe button, watch the previous videos, and like the videos.